If you thought it was cold, this is nothing compared to what's in store for us next week. Gillette at Cheyenne East in the 4A semifinals. First quarter, East wearing the black. Quinn Hunt is called on for a 21-yard field goal try. He's got the distance and he will split the uprights. That was it highlight-wise for the first 12 minutes, and the score was 3-0. Second quarter, Gillette's defense remembered what happened 2 weeks ago, and they took it to Tevis Bartlett. Dylan Matuska gets through and gets the sack. That would stall the drive, and his teammates would eventually get their hands on the ball. Later, the Campbells would get their turn and keep it on the ground. Zach Taylor goes right up the gut, untouched for 7 yards, and he's got 7 points for his team after the PAT. The scoreboard reads 7-3. Highlight-wise, the first half was not all that exciting, but there were a few moments. Bartlett had a receiver, but he fell down, so Parker Long will get himself an interception, and that would preserve a 7-3 advantage for the visitors going into the locker room. Third quarter, this was a game featuring the top two offenses in the state, Class 4A, coming in, but neither side has done a whole lot so far. Benji Wisdorf gets the interception. He will bring it back to about the Gillette 25-yard line, and the senior has the defending 4A state champs in great position to try to get the lead back. A few plays later, they would do just that. Check out the moves by Brad Kraft. He'll find a way to slip through, elude the camera briefly, and score from 10 yards away. This game was slowly starting to get a little more interesting. Now it's 10-7. Next possession, Hunt is on again. It's hunting season. 53 yards. That's a bit far for high school, but he will nail this one. He probably could have hit from 60 yards out. The Thunderbirds were up 13-7 going into the final 12 minutes. Fourth quarter, the home team was looking for some insurance. Bartlett would call his own number, and this guy can run. 38 yards to the house. Several Division I colleges are calling his name, but he has to focus on this game right now. 2-point conversion good. The score is 21-7 with about 10 minutes to go. That was plenty of time for Gillette to mount a comeback. In fact, it took less than 1 minute for them to get right back into this one. Cale Meisler flares a pass to Nick Ayton, and the senior is off to the races. The defense would trip him up, but he had enough momentum to fall into the end zone on this 65-yard play. Now it's 21-14, and this game is a long way from being over. East was trying to put the nail in the coffin, but the opposition did not want to stay down. Bartlett is going long, but his receiver did not go far enough, and Caden Erickson did, and the result is another interception. The Campbells could not do anything with that turnover, but they would get another opportunity. They would start another drive at their own 11, and just like in the Sheridan game 1 month ago, they would finish the drive. Talon Nelson was the man in motion, and he's going to stay in motion throughout this play, working his way around to the near side, and he will score from 14 yards. The score is tied with 1 minute 25 seconds left on the clock. But that was more than enough time for the boys in black to try to put something together. And this play was huge in more than one way. Bartlett is making a break for it. He is almost home free, but Long would get the shoestring tackle at about the 10-yard line. That saved the touchdown, but there's still time for plan B. That plan was Connor Leasing and a 22-yard field goal with 7 seconds to go, but his aim was way off, and it's no good. The clock would expire, and we have a tie score, so both teams had to keep playing. Now in overtime, the visitors would get the ball first. It's hard to see, but it was Dalton Suchor busting his way through on a 4-yard run. PAT good, and it's 28-21, but the other team has to have a turn. Here comes East, and here comes Bartlett again. One tackler will get a wrap on him, but the senior kept his feet moving, and he scores on a 5-yard run. Things are knotted up again at 28, so let's do it over again. In the second overtime, the Thunderbirds could not make any forward progress, so Leasing would try again, this time from 27 yards. He'll knock it through to put his team ahead 31-28. Gillette's turn. A holding call would push them 10 yards back. And on the first play, Meisler will hit Nelson on a slant at the 5, and the senior will drag a tackler the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown, and that's the ball game. After losing this game 2 weeks ago at home, the Camels go on the road and eliminate the defending champs, and they are heading to Laramie. Final score in double overtime, 34-31.